Internet mysteries are more common than the flu at this point, but one mystery stands the test of time, no pun intended. Maybe you've seen this picture before, or maybe you've seen this. John Titor is an internet mystery that stands at the top. Elaborate hoax or disturbing look at the future. This is the story of John Titor. This was the famous radio show of Art Bell. A mysterious voice comes in to discredit other time travelers and make substantial claims of his own experience of time travel. This was the first known interaction of John Titor. John will follow up with this fact. After that, nothing. John Titor disappeared for a year and a half. What could he possibly be doing in the year 2000? I don't know. It's important to know that at this point, the name John Titor was not in use and he was completely anonymous. Then on November 2nd, 2000, a user going by Time Traveler Zero left a message in a Traveling Institute Art Bell forum. He claims he needs an IBN 5100 to take back to 2036. Once posting a couple of times, he revealed his name as John Titor. This seems like a small detail, but in reality, it was huge. On January 28, 2001, John Titor, after many posts, revealed he has been staying in this time period for personal reasons. One would assume to visit family or novelty. Can't imagine his family not being in an awkward situation, but there it is. John Titor became a mainstay and viral sensation of the Art Bell radio show. While there are many that called hoax on him and others who defended him, John himself never interviewed. One of the hoax callers seemed to have the story behind him. Joseph Matheny, multimedia artist. I'm going to be picky with what I say to you over what I've said in the past. John Titor is a story that was created as a literacy experiment by people who were observing what I was doing with Ong's Hat, a pioneering early alternate reality game. And these people wanted to do something like that. I was a consultant on that project, but it wasn't my project. Joseph is a key figure into this entire mystery, yet so much about him is shrouded in mystery. We'll get back to Joseph when revealing who John Titor really is. John Titor came with a slew of predictions about the world to come: civil war, technological catastrophe, and an outbreak of disease, a fatal brain disorder similar to mad cow, were all prophesied in his post. In January of 2001, in the midst of the John Titor controversy, he stated, "Although I do have personal reasons for being here and speaking with you, the most I could hope for is that you recognize time travel as a reality. You are able to change your world line for better or worse, just as I am." And with that, John Titor seemed to be feeling a little frustrated from the countless skeptics. With a story like his, you would think John would expect this, but he left this cryptic message in an interview. "Would I be any more believable if I told you I had just stopped a horrible event and you won't hear about it because it never happened? I don't want the responsibility of being expected to know who lives and who dies. I know it would change me for the worse. Besides, how can you know my inaction now isn't a result of something I've already screwed up and I'm trying to fix? The example of not preventing Pearl Harbor relates to Y2K. Have you considered that I might have accidentally screwed up your world line?" As we all know, being a time traveler comes with a lot of power, and with great power comes great responsibility. Right, Uncle Ben? People pointed this out to John, and it seemed to strike a nerve within him. Was it because he hypothetically was a time traveler and felt bad for not fixing things? Or was it because he's not, and then holes are being poked into his story? Either way, this part was odd. John Titor believers believe he stopped Y2K, which, if you didn't know, in the year 2000, many people expected the Y2K computer bug to cause worldwide problems, including the disruption of electricity, water services, food delivery, banking systems, and transportation, leading to a complete breakdown in society. This bug thankfully went away, and some speculate this was because of John Titor. He brings this up in a tone that makes it seem like he was really the one who stopped it. And with that, John says his goodbyes, and that his family will release footage of him traveling back to his time period in his time machine when they are ready. Yet, this footage never surfaced. There were a few fake ones, but they were easily dismissible as hoaxes. For one, he described his time machine as black, where most, if not all, the videos had a white time machine. Then 4 years passed, and he was back. Not for long though. In 2005, John's last known interview, he left the world with this: "If you want to survive the coming conflict, learn to let the fear keep you alive." Too many of you turn off the life-saving natural instincts and premonitions when it's convenient. The same person who has 5 deadbolt locks on their door will think nothing about getting into a parking garage elevator with a total stranger. If you want to live, keep your eyes open. This seems random. I'm not sure what John was trying to say here. It seems common knowledge that people breaking into your home are for your belongings. When in an elevator with cameras, the chances that they rob or kill you is slim, but not none to be fair. And in his last ever post into the Art Bell forum, he says, "The universe is made up of infinite world lines, where everything is possible and has a 100% chance of happening. Therefore, there are no paradoxes." And with that, John Titor was gone, and the internet went batshit crazy with theories. Before revealing who John Titor is, it's important to discuss why he couldn't possibly be a time traveler. John's claim was that there was an infinite number of universes. He refers to them as world lines. It'd be easy to imagine a rope, but when you zoom in, the rope has many different threads within it heading to the same place. Each universe has infinite possibilities, but the worlds themselves only have minor differences to each other. So if we apply that theory, he says on multiple occasions that our world line and his are almost completely the same. Yet every prediction he's ever made has never come true. This either means A, he was wrong about the universe's similarity, or B, obviously he doesn't know that because he isn't a time traveler. We can also talk about his time machine. This is the diagram he himself left in the Art Bell forum. Now, I am no scientist myself, but the entire concept is based on the claim that we can control many black holes, among other things, by the year 2036. Now, if you didn't know, scientists did find some success in the creation of a very, very small analog black hole last year, but not close to the size or mastery John describes. Scientists theorize we'll never be able to fully understand or control black holes. And finally, the biggest hole, no pun intended, in John's story were the people who claimed to write it. Buckle down because it's about to get really wild. Remember Joseph Matheny? From 2001, he claimed that John Titor was actually a made-up story that he himself worked on, but it wasn't his project. Okay, but if that's true, then whose project was it? This leads us to the next piece of evidence in the mystery Denny Unger. Denny Unger was/is a big and established VR ARG developer. Remember that line I said about some throwaway game Ong's Hat? Well, both Matheny and Denny Unger worked on this together. Now, this could possibly point to this being the birth of John Titor, as they met and worked on that before the first sighting of John Titor. But there's more. Unger is from Canada, and make sure to remember that because it'll be important soon. The biggest thorn in John Titor's side is John Rasmus, a YouTuber who has worked endlessly to disprove the existence of John Titor. He brings up many compelling facts, but the one that stood out to me is the accent. Many people on the forum caught on to the fact that sometimes John Titor would use certain Canadian words, and other times not. This could allude to the fact that John Titor had multiple authors like Matheny claimed, but Rasmus believes that it could be a diversion tactic to throw people off the trail by using certain words. So if not Denny Unger and Joseph Matheny, then who? Larry and Maury Haber. Larry was an entertainment lawyer while his brother Maury was a computer scientist. The reason these names are the most agreed upon is the fact that they are the CEO of the John Titor Foundation, a for-profit foundation in Florida. However, things get a little messy here. This foundation popped up in 2003, many years after John Titor was already established, and the foundation was no more than a rented post box. This leads me to my final thoughts. While no one can say if John Titor actually existed or not, one thing is for sure. If he was created by Denny Unger or someone else, then why have they stayed quiet? None of the accused people have ever admitted to being John Titor. This is the one thing about the mystery that still makes me uneasy. Money. How boring that an internet mystery is reduced to money. But think about it. Steins Gate is completely based off of John Titor, from the time travel to the character to CERN. The visual novel Unknown sold over 1 million copies in the anime, who knows how much. This is a franchise that is worth millions, however, no one claimed they made the story of John Titor. Countless books, movies, yet not one of the accused claiming it. This is something that eerily gives off the vibe that maybe this isn't all a hoax. But either way, it's safe to assume for now that John Titor didn't exist. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. See ya.